Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and in the next 3 minutes, we're going to take a look at Luke chapters 14 and 15. These chapters deal with the cost of the kingdom and the joy of the lost being found. Luke 14 and 15 stand kind of as this master pair of chapters, calling us to count the cost of following Jesus, but also demonstrating what happens in heaven when those of us who are far from God come near again, as we're called by the Spirit. Together, these both reveal this tension and beauty between the kingdom of God and the costing of everything, yet how it gives more than we could ever imagine. Let's start off with Luke chapter 14. The chapter opens with Jesus dining at a Pharisee's house on the Sabbath, and as often happens, there's a controversy that brews. A man suffering from some sort of an ailment stands before him, and Jesus says, "Is it lawful to heal a man on the Sabbath or not?" When no one answers, he heals the man and then confronts all of their hypocrisy, reminding them that compassion fulfills the heart of God's law. In other words, they've missed the point of the Sabbath. It wasn't really about what they thought it was. It was about reconnecting with God. And in this case, the man needed a special kind of Sabbath. If we turn then to the next section, verses 15 through 24 in Luke chapter 14, when someone at the table remarks, "Blessed is everyone who will eat bread in the kingdom of God," Jesus tells a parable that exposes how often people reject that very invitation. A man prepares a great banquet, invites many, but when the time comes, the guests make excuses. One bought land, another oxen, all sorts of things, right? The host then invites the poor and the crippled, the blind and the lame, the text says, those people off the streets. And finally sends his servant to the highways and hedges of society to compel others to come in. Israel's leaders, the point here, Israel's leaders who were first invited rejected the kingdom. Now the invitation goes out to everyone, even the outsiders, air quotes, all over the place there. Luke 14 is going to really end here with this section dealing with the crowd following Jesus. As they're following him, Jesus turns and delivers one of his hardest things. If anyone comes to me and does not hate his own brother and mother and father and wife and children, wow, how can you even follow me? He's not commanding hatred, really. He's actually talking about absolute, unconditional loyalty to him. If anything hinders you, you should not. You cannot call yourself a true follower if things are hindering you from following him. Luke 15 is all about the lost being found, and how great it is when those lost things are found. I'm not going to go into each one of those, but the idea is something of lesser or insignificant value to somebody might be of tremendous value to somebody else. We may not see in our lives the value of one person coming to faith, but Jesus explodes in heaven with praise and celebration over even just one. So maybe today we focus on that one. Be well, friends.